Alright, I am headed up there to the Bighorn Mountains. I've been wanting to get up to the Bighorns. I haven't been up there since last summer. And then, of course, I was gone all winter. And I've been kind of itching to get up and see them since I got back here a month ago or so. I got back on February 3rd. I think it's March 2nd now. So, basically, I was tied up for a few weeks helping my daughter and granddaughters as my daughter recovered from surgery. Then we had a week or so where it was just brutally cold. We had, I don't know, some Arctic thing that pressed its way down here into Wyoming, and it was crazy cold. The worst of it was minus 20 one night and like 0 for a high during the day, Fahrenheit numbers. So anyways, I've been anxious to get up. Well, we've now rebounded from that crazy Arctic weather, and it's been in the low 60s yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So I'm going to the mountains. Go see what I can see. I had to promise my son I wasn't going to be bahing around on any forest roads or anything, because they're all snowed in probably, but stick to the main roads. And I just stopped as you can see, a roadside pull-off on I-90, not too far from Buffalo, Wyoming, which is kind of the gateway to the southern part of the Bighorns where I'm going. So enough of that. Just introducing this video so you know what you're going to be seeing in the coming scenes and clips. But that's where we're heading, up there to the Bighorn Mountains. They're probably, 20 or 30 miles away from me still, and they are just gorgeous, snow-capped. I am seeing some interesting cloud cover up here that we did not have over in Gillette, so we'll see how that works out. I could get chased out of here and have to leave early to make sure I'm not getting in a storm or something, but hopefully not. Hopefully the weather holds and be able to do some nice sightseeing. Hopefully see some wildlife too, so let's go. Alright, so we're in Buffalo, Wyoming right now. One of the two eastern gateways to the Bighorns. The other is through north of Sheridan through Ranchester and Dayton. But this little strip right here is the old historic downtown, and Buffalo is where the Longmire books and TV series was set. And so this is, with a fictional setting for Durant in Absaroka County, and kind of a lot of fun, and you'll see stuff on windows and everything. There we go, Sheriff of Absaroka County. So kind of a fun little downtown here in Buffalo, Wyoming. And I cannot take any credit for figuring this out, that this is where this was all set. My parents figured that out when they were out here visiting from the Northeast a few years ago, and they had to tell me about it. Anyway, this is historic Buffalo, Wyoming. I do recommend checking it out if you're in the area. It's really pretty cool. Here's the old post office building. There is some public parking. There's also some fun trails around a park just to turn left here or west. It's kind of interesting as well. There we go, Durant, Wyoming. Cool mural on the building here. And we're going to turn here on 16 West, heading toward Worland and Yellowstone. Basically, this goes over the Bighorns now. Alright, so I'm heading out of Buffalo on Highway 16 West. This goes over it's kind of the southern route over the Bighorns. Comes out in Ten Sleep, and then on the other side, then goes on towards Worland. And you can get to Yellowstone from here. I don't know if you can see them in the camera, but up on the hill to the right here is some cell towers. Those are the last cell towers until Ten Sleep in about 60 miles. So there's no cell service up in the Bighorns, but the scenery is spectacular, and there's a fair bit of wildlife too. Not quite as much as like Jackson Hole, but a fair bit of wildlife. So I definitely enjoy coming up here. The grades are steep. I think they're about 8% on Highway 16 here, and they're like 10% at points on Highway 14. So this is the slightly less steep route, but something to be aware of if you're driving a big rig or hauling a trailer. I will not haul my trailer up here. The climbs are just too steep for me to want to do that, so any camping I do up here in the summer will be just in the van. Well, I made it to Powder River Pass, which I believe is 9,666 feet, so it's pretty high up. I had planned to stop here and put the drones up, because as you can see, there's just beautiful meadows up here, surrounded by mountains, and I thought it'd be a nice place to get the drones up for some aerial views. But the wind has picked up incredibly. It's really blowing hard, so no drones right now. We'll see if it settles down a little later on today. I was nice down in the valleys, but up in the mountains and everything would be totally different up here. Alright, so I'm making my way over the Bighorns, a little closer to 10 Sleep now. If I had to guess, I'm 10 or 15 miles probably from 10 Sleep. And you see this really cool rock formation up on the right here. Just when it's not quite as spectacular when you're heading west, but when you're coming east from 10 Sleep going towards Buffalo, you're doing these switchbacks and hairpin turns coming up the mountain, and you just get a fantastic view of this rock formation. It's really, really cool. This is the tiny community of Ten Sleep, Wyoming. It's in the valley west of the Bighorn Mountains. Population of all of 260 people. But it's kind of a cool little western town. Alright, so I never did get the drone up today because it was just too windy up there in the mountains, but I'm going to spot now about 10 miles probably from Buffalo, and you can see it's a nice view here, looking out towards the Cloud Peak Wilderness and the Bighorns, and the sun's, it's getting there, you know, so I think we're probably a couple hours from sunset, so I'm going to hang out here for a bit and see if we get a nice sunset view. Anyways, I did think about coming up here early this morning. I was awake at like 4 o'clock, so I almost came up then, see if I could get something good for sunrise. But I didn't have a spot picked out, so I would have been driving around in the dark, trying to find a spot to stop to get sunrise photos. And then you get the Forest Service roads, they're all frozen, they're ice and snow, so I'm not going to be driving any of them. So I wasn't sure where to go, so I passed on that. I have camp not far from here. I know that the Cloud Peak Wilderness often gives a nice sunset, so fingers crossed for that. We'll see how that goes. I did think about camping up here tonight because it's in the low 60s in the valley and 30s, I think, tonight or something overnight. So it'd probably be like 50s and 20s here at this elevation. It's around 7,000 feet. But the van is, I mean, it's usable. It's still got the bed and the electric and solar and refrigerator and everything in it, but it's a little bit of a mess, and it's partially disassembled. I put some things under the trailer, like the desk last summer. So one of my projects during the month of March here is going to be to get the van put back together so it's fully functional as a camper, so I can do some several-day trips up here and other nice places in the area, and do some overnights and get those sunrise and sunset photos and videos and stuff. So that's coming up. So it's great to be up here today. The weather's really nice. The main roads are clear, and get out of town for a while and cure some cabin fever after a month in town, holed up in the trailer in cold weather.